of Utah, and we have a lot of other very high representatives from Utah, at least mostly from Utah. And we're doing something very dramatic and very important for the people of Utah and the people of our country, because many people use it. We're terminating certain monuments. They call it monuments, not the ones we have outside, but these are large, thousands of acres. It's a total of almost 3 million acres, and we're going to be discussing it. But in fact, I think we'll start discussing it right now before I sign. After that, we're going to be signing 2 documents that are close to 1.5 million acres each. And Governor, do you want to say a few words about what we're doing and explain it to the press?
Yeah, well, thank you, Mr. President. This is a big day for Utah. The president did something very similar several years ago during his first term. Of course, the monuments were re-expanded under the past administration. And this matters to Utah. We believe that under the Antiquities Act, it's very clear that these monument designations are supposed to be the smallest area possible to protect the antiquities. And these multi-million acre monuments that are bigger than the state of Delaware certainly do not fit that designation. Now, we definitely care about protecting these antiquities, and will continue to do so. The problem is with these giant monument designations, there are no resources that come with those. We have 9 monuments in Utah. 7 of them are around 700 acres to 7,000 acres. That's what this was meant to be, not millions of acres as what happened with Grand Staircase Escalante and Bears Ears. And so we're grateful that the president has made a determination that we need to right-size these monuments. Again, this does not remove the other protections that already exist in those areas, just making the monuments more manageable so that we have the resources necessary to continue to protect these antiquities. I know we have the Deputy Secretary of the Department of Interior here with us. Kay, is there anything you'd like to add?
I'll just say the Antiquities Act is 120 years old, but the first monument that was created was only 1,200 acres. So if you think about it, since then, President Clinton, President Obama, and President Biden have increased the acreage in the state of Utah and locked those acres up, over 3 million acres.
For nobody to use, right? You can't do anything. You can't go hunting. You can't go fishing. You can't do anything. You can virtually not even walk on it.
That's exactly right, sir. So you were remedying that.
I remember. No, I do remember. I have a great memory.
And Mr. President, I know Senator
And this
Lee's
is actually better than the first time.
It is better. Yeah, Senator Lee's been very involved, I know, in conversing with you.
Good. That's true. Mike, go ahead.
Smallest area compatible with the objects to be protected. That's always been the standard under the Antiquities Act. President Biden, President Clinton, and President Obama overlooked that standard. President Trump is fixing it today.
Thanks, Mike. You had something to say. I thought that was very important.
Celeste.
Well, I think it's worth noting for the press in the room that both of these monuments were created over the unanimous opposition of Utah's federal delegation, our governors, the county commissioners, the locals who are worried about losing multiple uses on these federal lands. And we're standing here with the governor, the Speaker of the Utah House, the entire Utah federal delegation supporting a president listening to the people of Utah and saying, we know you value this land, you want it used for multiple use and not locked up. And so this is a very different process than how the monuments were created.
Well, they took the land away from the people, quite honestly. It was ridiculous. And I remember Orrin Hatch, before he passed away, he was a great guy. He was a friend of mine, and he felt so strongly about this. And we signed, and then they terminated it after they got in office, which was crazy. And we're putting it back, but we're actually giving more than we did the first time back to the people of Utah. Please, go ahead.
Couldn't have said it better than Representative.
May I point
Yes,
something out?
please.
I think people don't understand. Utah is over 2/3 owned by the federal government. These counties where these monuments are at are over 90% federal land. When people make decisions about this 2,000 miles away, you can see how that steps on the local people who only control about 5 or 10% of the land with local government. So not only do you have all these dynamics, you have an economy. You can't pave roads, you can't build schools, you can't pay fire people, police department, because of this dynamic of 95% federal lands. The other part of that is Utahns will tell you they love these lands. They manage them better than people 2,000 miles away. So if this is about good management, it really should be done in Utah by people who have demonstrated over decades and decades and decades and generations that they're good managers of this land.
Great job, well said. Anybody? Huh? You're leaving? I can't believe it.
Very, very excited.
I can't believe it. You're excited? Where are you going from here?
Well, can I say this first of all? We sat down with the previous administration and said, then we'll just work this out. So we don't have to keep going back and forth. Just work
Right.
with us.
Right.
And we promised if we didn't, that once we have the power, we're going to make sure that the people's voices are heard. So thank you for helping us keep our promise.
Wow.
And unfortunately, the last administration did not understand that this would happen one day. So thank you so much.
Great honor. Let's sign. This is very nice. I'm very happy about this. And better than the first time. Okay, here's number one. Okay, number two. Here you go.
Thank you.
Almost 3 million acres. Going to be well taken care of now. Okay. Penn, who should I give this to? Huh? Maybe the governor's representative, right? And Mike, how about taking one, right?
Thank you.
So we've done something that was, I think, very desperately needed. It was very unfair to the people of Utah. And now fairness has been brought back. It's going to be better taken care of, and they'll be able to use it a little bit. So there's something very nice about that. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions about this, first of all, most importantly? Anybody want to talk about this?
I've got
Yeah,
one on
Jeff, go
Iran.
ahead.
I've got one on Iran too, but I'll start with this. Just you said that 70% of the land was federal. Was there any other way to turn this around? How is it that I guess my question is how did it get there if it's a state?
Go ahead. You want to discuss that, please?
The land ownership is what it is, but under the Antiquities Act, 120 years ago, Congress made the decision to give presidents the power to designate by executive proclamation certain land as monument. It was supposed to be the smallest area compatible with the objects to be protected in connection with that. Now, initially, as the Deputy Secretary of the Interior explained a minute ago, that meant a few hundred, maybe 1,000 or 2 acres at the most. These are 3 million acres. As I explained to President Biden, that's 2 Delawares. It's been abused, and so it was done by executive action. President Trump is right-sizing it to bring it in compliance with what the law says.
And Mr. President, just on Iran, you have said now to Congress that we are back at war. How long do you expect this to take? And what's the legal basis?
Take what? Take what?
The war.
Well, I think it's going very fast. We've demolished their military. We're hitting them very hard. We had a deal yesterday or the day before yesterday. It was all done. And then they broke up that deal immediately because they found out there was something in the deal they didn't like. And they're wired differently, and we're not going to put up with it. We are just going forward. We're attacking them tonight. We're taking out all of their capability for anything having to do with the Strait, with the Hormuz Strait. And I think in the end, we will end up just controlling the whole thing. And what they're doing is being very foolish, very stupid, and they've treated people horribly. They've killed 52,000 protesters so far that we can determine. It might be more than that, but 52,000 protesters have been killed, and it's really a terrible situation.
Just
But
one
we'll have
quick
it
follow-up.
under control very quickly.
You
Yeah.
mentioned that you're
Thank you,
going
Mr.
to, just one
President.
quick follow-up.
On
You
your
mentioned,
Wait.
you're going to, just hold on one second.
Wait, Jeff.
I'm sorry, I was
Be
going
nice.
to ask the
Be
follow-up.
nice, Jeff. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr.
Have to
President. On
teach
your,
him to be nice.
thank you, Mr. President. On your presidency, so a lot of us here actually witnessed a miracle 2 years ago today as we were on the ground covering your rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Right.
You said a lot of times that you believe that God has saved you alive. Has there been a moment throughout your presidency so far where you thought this is why God kept you here?
Well, we're doing a lot. You know, we have a country that I use the expression "Make America Great Again," and we've done far more than anyone thought possible, including maybe even me. We've done things that are unreal at $19.2 trillion. The money being invested in our country is more than any country has ever had by many times. We have trillions of dollars coming in because of the tariffs and the proper use of tariffs, because of all of the things. I think because of the election, November 5th was a very important day. When you look at the military, we have the strongest military in the world. We rebuilt it largely during my first term, and we have recruitment now. We're setting records in recruitment. We had, if you go back to the campaign when I used to talk about it, the last administration, they couldn't recruit soldiers. We needed soldiers in every single branch of our military, and that included police and firemen. Nobody wanted to do anything having to do with the uniform in this country because they weren't proud of the country. And now the people are very, very proud to be an American. Our country is doing phenomenally well. We're respected all over the world. If I go, no matter where I go, we just got back from NATO, and I think you saw the response. It was like a very beautiful thing, actually. It was a total response, totally positive response. No matter where we go, we're respected again, maybe respected more than ever before. So I appreciate the question, but that's pretty much it.
Mr. President, thank you. Cameron Arkin with Town Hall. I was curious about our reports about Iranian drones in Cuba. There are concerns about that. Where does the relationship with the U.S. stand there? Is military intervention still on the table there?
Well, if they do have that, and they might very well have that, we'll take care of it. Mark is just in the other room. And if they do have that, we'll take care of it in short order. We're not going to have a problem. We're not going to allow that to happen. So it could be that they're storing some. We're looking into it now. It could be so, and it maybe isn't. But we'll figure it out fast.
And what are you expected to speak about on Thursday evening?
I'm going to speak on Thursday. We were thinking one of the nights, but this has been such a busy news day today with all that's happening. A lot of very positive things have happened, including the Indy. We're going to have an Indy race, as you know, in 41 days. And that's going to be incredible. Around the Capitol, around down Pennsylvania Avenue, it's going to be something. They have 250,000 tickets ordered. It'll be like UFC, which set every record in the book for that business, which is the business of fighting. So we have the Indy cars coming, and it's going to be great. And while we're talking, I have to pay on behalf of Mike and myself, and I think everybody's standing behind me very strongly. I want to pay my respects to Lindsey, who was our friend. He was a friend of all of us. He was a great guy. He was a great politician, actually. And it's hard to believe he's gone. He spoke to me just before he passed away, just to say hello. He got back. He felt fine. He was a little tired. And then this whole thing happened. And it's, it's tough. So the flags are at half-mast until Saturday evening, which is an extended period of time, generally speaking, but I think he deserves it. And he's a fantastic person. He was a fantastic man. He was actually a great politician. He got along with almost everybody. And when he didn't get along, they knew it. He was tough, but he was a good man. He was very much in favor of the Save America Act. He called me about that. We were talking about that and some other things, but he just felt tired, but he felt fine. And then this horrible thing happened just a short time afterwards. So it was terrible. I just want to pay our respects.
Mr. President, you mentioned that Iran has agreed to a deal and then walked away from it. Have you reached the conclusion that a negotiated settlement won't be able to happen?
No, I never reached that conclusion, but we're hitting them very heavy tonight, as you know. We're hitting them. We have tremendous amounts of ammunition. We have numbers that we haven't had in years, and we're hitting them very hard, and it'll continue, and we'll see what happens. But we're knocking out all of their offensive capability, and we're controlling the straits. We're putting the blockade back. And it's a blockade not for anybody but Iran. In other words, anybody doing business with Iran can't go through. Everyone else will be able to go through. So it's a blockade. It's a very strong blockade. The blockade was probably more effective even than hitting them. But I think the combination is the thing that really does it.
But you think a deal is still possible? You think they'll return to that?
Yeah, I think a deal is possible. Sure, I do.
But Mr. President, you noted the United States is bombing Iran again. I mean, you've been bombing Iran for months now. Is this just the new normal for the American people?
Well, we're in Vietnam for 19 years. We're here for 4 months. So I think we've done a lot. We've knocked out their Navy in a period of 1 month. We knocked out their Air Force. Their Air Force is non-existent. We knocked out most of their missiles, most of their drones. We knocked out their drone manufacturing capability, about 92%. Their missile capability for manufacturing. We knocked out 89%. And they have a little capability, but they don't have any capability for us. This is almost a military skirmish. Now, with all of that being said, you have to get people that want to make something. We had a deal with them 2 days ago, and then they said, oh, we can't make that deal. We have to negotiate it further. And this is what they've done for 47 years. The difference is nobody negotiated like I do. And this should have been done by Bush and Obama and Biden and people before them. Frankly, it's 47 years they've been ripping off everybody and really hurting and killing thousands of people. So they killed 52,000 protesters, but they killed many, many people with Soleimani, who I killed in the first term. Soleimani killed many people, many people, and not only killed, when you see a young former soldier walking around with no legs, no arms, a face that's been horribly hurt, that was done by Iran. That was done by Soleimani. He was a person that was very evil. He was an evil genius. He was looking to take out a lot of our military installations in Iraq and Iran. And I got him before he got us. So we have to do what we're doing. And the strait is open. It will be open. We've cut down their capability very substantially, but they're going to fight for a while. Our military has done a fantastic job. And the bottom line, though, and I say it to everybody, and I say it as much as they want to listen, Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. If we didn't bomb them with the B-2 bombers, that plane right there, if we didn't bomb them, they would have had a nuclear weapon long ago. Within 1 month from the day we bombed them, they would have had, if we didn't do it, they would have had a nuclear weapon. If they had a nuclear weapon, Israel would no longer be with us. And the Middle East probably would no longer be with us, because you saw they sent missiles to 5 different countries that never even knew they were involved, because they're stone cold crazy. They are crazy. And we're not going to put it up. Yeah, I want to be reimbursed because we're protecting a very rich portion of the world. We're spending money. And so what we've done is we are going to be reimbursed for protection. We're protecting by the countries that we're helping. For instance, you look at the 5 countries. You have Saudi Arabia, you have UAE, you have Qatar, as I always say, you have Qatar, Bahrain. And by the way, you have others. You have Kuwait and you have others, and they will do very well. But we think it's appropriate that we don't need them. We have more oil than any other country in the world. When you add Venezuela, which has been amazing, which has tremendous amounts of oil that we control, when you add Venezuela and everything else, we have more than 50% of the world's supply. We don't need it, but we need it from the standpoint of protecting allies, et cetera, including Israel, including Saudi Arabia, including Qatar, including UAE. We're protecting all of them, and we've done a very effective job. So 4 months ago, these people had military that was very strong, by far the strongest probably in the Middle East. They were called the bully of the Middle East. Now they don't have a Navy. They have 159 ships underwater. They had a total of 159 ships. Now every one of them is underwater. They had 230 airplanes, attack planes. They're all gone. They're gone. They had tremendous radar. It's all gone. They had tremendous anti-aircraft. It's all gone. Sadly, their leadership is all gone. They had their first-tier leaders are all dead. Their second-tier leaders are all dead. Their third-tier leaders, who we're dealing with, more or less, some of them are already gone. And then you read fake news like your network, CNN, which is fake news. You read them, you have them say, well, actually, aren't they doing quite well? Let me just tell you, they have now inflation of over 300%. 4 months ago, they had inflation of 5%. Now they're at over 300, could be 350%. They made a deal, they broke it, probably 10 times. And they killed a lot of people. They killed our people. But the protesters, what they've done to the protesters, 52,000. Have you ever seen any of the burial lots where they're burying the protesters? They killed 52,000 protesters. And on my watch, they can't do any of that. So we have them in a position that they don't have any military. There's not a thing they can do about it. All they have is fake news, because they have the fake news, would rather see us lose the war than win the war, which is really treasonous. which is really treasonous in a certain way. So we're doing another very major attack tonight. They want to make a deal. They came back. We made a deal 2 days ago, and they want to make a deal. They've been negotiating for 47 years, but nobody's ever hit them militarily. We're hitting them very hard. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, press.
You. All right, my mic was off. Holy cow. Folks, I am coming off this is the first time in 7 days I've had food. And I just had 3 eggs a couple hours, well, maybe 4 hours ago, some bone broth, and then another 3 eggs just about half an hour ago. So I'm feeling really drained, but it was a fast that I did, and just a reset of my body, breaking addiction to food. I've been off coffee 2 days now, and that's a big one because I drink one big coffee in the morning, and then another one at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's a lot. It's intense coffee. But at any rate, so bear with me, if you will, tonight. I am going to be on Wednesday night and Thursday night. I'm going to do a watch party for President Trump's speech. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, and possibly more. But we'll see. But I'm definitely back to food, so my energy will be back. And last week was all the energy I had was put into the 2 shows with Sir Oliver, which were banger. And I know you loved. Artist Love, miss seeing you several times a week, Dave. I know we all need breaks from this madness, but your Sned fam misses your analysis. I appreciate that, and I know that, and that's why I'm going to try to come back a little bit more, because there's so much is happening. So much is happening, and I know that when something happens like Lindsey Graham, you guys want to know what I'm thinking. So what do you say we start with Lindsey Graham? And first of all, hello to everyone in the chat. And sorry, I had my it was brutal. Just so you know, if ever anybody's wondering, it's I did bone broth for a couple of days, and I still did coffee. That helps with appetite, right? And I went back on some nicotine pouches because that suppresses appetite. And then I stopped the bone broth and just went to water and like an electrolyte mix, and just and a lot of salt as well, like really good sea salt. And it's been probably the roughest fast I've done, I must say. And but very much very, very difficult, and very difficult to really do much of anything else, which was unfortunate. But yeah, that was a couple great shows last week. Thank you. And if you guys haven't seen that, please do yourself a favor. Yeah, stay salty. Thank you, Duncan. Yeah, thank you, Pappy Two Bears. Good to see you. It has been a good day. All is well. And yeah. Yeah. So Sadie's gone. I was shocked. Penny, for your thoughts. I hear his sister will take his place. Well, so on the day that they announced it, now obviously there's the Ukraine connection, right? Because he was in Ukraine. Excuse me, he was in Ukraine a couple days before he died, um, and um, and I want to say, let's see, Sunday. I think he got back from Ukraine on Friday. So that was the official word. We also hear that one of the places he visited got bombed by Russia right after he left. So there's speculation. Well, was he still there? Did they try to make this died suddenly of heart attack in order to save face with Russia, so Russia isn't demonized. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. And so, yeah. So and there's some strange happenstance. And Nancy, thank you for sending me something today, which was Nancy was doing some homework, and it was. The EMS was dispatched to Capitol Hill and for chest pain. Never, they didn't say who it was, right? Okay, hold on one sec. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I just found out why my Zelle was shut down. So for those of you who have been trying to send me stuff via Zelle, very frustrating, but that's down right now. So there's another link that you can use and use a credit card or debit card. But and so please use that for now or give Send Go. But ideally the Stripe link. Yeah, the sea salt was huge, Edward, by the way. That was huge. And yeah, so so please use this one going forward until I get this resolved. And that is a link that will drop in the chat for you. And it's real easy to use. And it's one of the direct lines to me. I get it quicker. They take a little money out, but everybody does. Everybody does. It's unavoidable is basically what I'm finding. So please use the link that is being dropped in the chat if you would care to support my work here of many years. And okay, so back to Lindsay. It wasn't they didn't say it was Lindsey Graham. They haven't given out the full the unredacted 911 call, but there was no one there when they got there other than Lindsey Graham, which is really odd. And somebody called from Maryland to report to have paramedics go over. So nobody was there. They had to break in the door, and they knocked. There was no response, and 15 minutes later, responders said that CPR was in progress, and an EMS supervisor is sent to assist. It never identified Graham by name. Had his age incorrect as 73. He was 71. and officials have not identified the woman who called 911 or explained her relationship to Senator Graham. There are many online theories, but no credible evidence has confirmed any of them. So we'll see what, if anything, comes out of this. But the bottom line here is that, you know, McCain, cheers, everybody. By the way, I'm drinking from my mug from Holly Marsh with Jasper and the deer and some beautiful conifers there and this beautiful handle too. Isn't that awesome? So I haven't been using it much because it's so darn big. I've felt weak and haven't been able to lift it. Cheers, my friends. So this is, yeah, I'm really going to ask you to bear with me here tonight, folks. I'm coming back. Like I should be. I'll be much better by Wednesday, I'm sure. But just 6 full days without food, it'll take a toll on you. So, what I did want to share is that we know that Graham was mixed up with McCain, and we know they were involved with ISIS. We know they were involved with Ukraine. Graham was just over there talking to them and saying that America is committed to continuing to support Ukraine financially. Meanwhile, President Trump is not doing that, and Congress has not done that. They've helped through NATO, but not our tax dollars, other than the tax dollars that are going to NATO, which I think is going to be a thing of the past very soon. But Trump is alluding to this, right? He's alluding to, why are we there? You don't help us, and we don't get anything out of the relationship. So, yeah. And, yeah, nothing is as it seems, Ravens wings. Shit's happening faster and faster. I'm here for it. Dark to light. Absolutely. So, so we know that Graham it was compromised. Okay. Now, here's the difference, in my opinion, between Graham and McCain. McCain didn't take the deal. Done. Lindsey took the deal. Live out several more years of your life, and die without disgrace, and play your role to the best of your, do what we tell you to do. And I think that's what was happening. You're hearing a lot of things that are being told to the masses that you and I and the Anons know is not the case. For example, let me pull this up for you. Okay. I gotta open up another Q spot. Here we go. And did I look that up already? Let me see. Okay. So I had pulled this up earlier for you, but I had it on my phone, so I had to pull it up here. All right. So let me take you to President Trump's Truth Social post about Lindsey. And this wasn't the announcement. The announcement was even harsher. He said, Lindsey Graham is dead. He also said, rest in peace, Lindsey. And where am I going? Here we go. No, I'm on the wrong timeline here. Let me take you to this. But this was the post, and I'm going to come back to that in a moment. But it basically, said that he was dead, and very kind of like, wow, what a just very matter of fact, very, very to the point, right? So, man, he's been on fire. He did this again, by the way, and I'm going to look that one up for you. But you're getting pretty much a look. Here it is. Senator Lindsey Graham, one of the greatest people and senators I have ever known, is dead. He was always working and was a true American patriot. Lindsey will be greatly missed. Details and arrangements to follow. So sad, right? Okay. Let me take you to this other post because he did this one twice. Here we go. Here it is. So here's one here. This popped back up again, but so sad, President DJT. And it's Lindsay and a picture that says, "Make Iran Great Again." And it has a poster of Donald Trump, official portrait, acting president of Venezuela. 45th and 47th president of the United States, incumbent, and assumed office January 20th, 2025. So very interesting. It looks like Lindsay might be having some fun, maybe joking around. But make Iran great again is interesting. It could be, it could definitely be, like we're going to do to Iran what we did to America, President Trump. But he's wearing a black hat. It's a black hat. Is this a comm from President Trump? Well, let's look at the timestamp of 8:10. Oh, you're not seeing my screen? I'm terribly sorry. Here we go. Sorry. This is the picture. Okay, seeing that now. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the heads up. And again, my apologies, folks. I can't imagine anybody else would have done a show tonight, to be honest with you. Feeling the way I feel, but I had to see you. I had to see you. It's been too long, and we had again just really happy with the shows I did with Oliver last week. We'll see if we can get him on again this week. And excuse me. So this is the picture. Now let's go to the timestamp. Okay. Okay. Hold on one sec. Okay, of the 8:10 timestamp. Okay, the trader sold SAPs. All right, we're going to have to go back to the previous one. Let's do that now before I read it. Let's go to 8:09. Okay. 8:09. Clowns revealed in China other 2010 187, which is assassination, sold intel, HRC open source server, missing emails, CrowdStrike. That's the company that did the investigation on the investigation on the DNC server, and then sent a synopsis to the FBI. Granted access, betrayed, only the tip. This will be made public soon. Okay. So many clowns, but HRC was certainly one of them, right? Then the trader sold SAPs, meaning Hillary. How do you break up something this big? What happens if low, mid, senior, non-corrupt patriots learn they were sold out? What happens? Who is waiting with open arms with a plan to reorganize under a single entity with direct oversight by trusted patriots? Who are trusted patriots who understand intel collection? there's a reason McConnell has disappeared. There's a reason why Graham disappeared. There's a reason why McCain disappeared. There's a reason why George H.W. Bush disappeared when he did. And we may always be led to believe that they were natural causes. However, we also know that these were traitors to our country. And so it's, how do you break up something this big? And that's what's happening. What's happening is they're breaking up something very, very big. And we are knowledgeable about it because we are anons. All right. And then if we drop the zero, when big news drops, please reread entire graphic. This is so critical in why information is provided in a certain order and why some topics are continually emphasized more than others, as those will be the recent happenings. This is the purpose of this new thread, Reorganize Snow White, Wizards, and Warlocks. So this is big news, right? Reread entire graphics. The information being provided in certain orders and so forth. It's why we have the picture we do of everything that's happening, right? Because they have given us this information in doses, and now they're giving us information that is happening, unfolding as they're giving it to us. Let me just take you to the day that Lindsey Graham's announcement of his death happened. Okay. And there are a couple that stick out. One was only anons can fully appreciate the continued validations, confirmations through covert series of mathematically impossible coincidences means in order to maintain structural integrity. Wheels up. This, to me, was very clearly talking about certainly all the confirmations that we've been getting from Trump and the White Hats of Q and the connection and the operation. And the wheels up was, I believe, possibly a connection to the Air Force One, that assassination attempt that Trump avoided by switching Air Force Ones. And then this was from a post that is now deleted. But now what are the odds of that? QAG would probably have that. I should probably jump over that. But this is very interesting too. July 12th, Delta 3421, 2019. How do you fill your administration if majority of those in politics are corrupt, draining the swamp, right? And then this was Acosta who resigned, labor secretary under Trump, and he had ties to certainly the Epstein trial in Palm Beach, and people were very critical of him and his role in that whole thing. So some interesting comms on the Delta. And also find out the people that went to that island. POTUS and Anons know this was, about the Epstein stuff, which is tomorrow's deltas are very Epstein heavy laden. And again, I want to remind you back to July 8th. July 8th was the 1 year anniversary of Trump saying, are we still talking about this Epstein character? And July 8th, of course, was very heavily Epstein related. We have, here we go. Let's go down to the bottom here. And you have the storm has arrived, blackmail, right? Those in positions of power and influence no longer pull the strings. Epstein Island, Clinton with, that one is, what do you call it? What's her name, folks? That's not Allison Mack. Rachel, I'm forgetting her last name. Rachel Handler. Rachel Chandler. Ray Chandler, I think is what it was. Yeah. This is Epstein, supposedly on Epstein Island. Why is he burying the tunnels? So Hillary Clinton crimes against children. More Hillary Clinton crimes against children. Same picture, right, with her. And so many, there's so many. There are guardians of the pedophiles. Les Wexner, founder of Victoria's Secret, connect the dots. Sessions, and this one was especially significant. Sessions began the Epstein investigation. When that is revealed, those who doubted may see the light. The wheels of justice turn slow, but when they are powerful. 10 times speed now underway. We're back online. Pelosi attempted block of the boards. Now, why would President Trump say, are we still talking about Epstein? Why are we talking about Epstein when he knows damn well that the Q drop for that Delta, there were, 8, 11 posts about Epstein and human trafficking and Hillary Clinton and crimes against children, mainly bordering around Epstein. The first drop was Epstein, okay, with the blackmail, okay. So that's when I told you that President Trump is just baiting the Democrats and the media to beg to see the Epstein files, which they had never done before, right? So very, very, very interesting. And tomorrow's deltas are very heavily Epstein as well, showing the places where the tunnels are, the connections with Maxwell, Epstein, where's he being held? How do you eliminate a liability? So these people are sick and hunters become the hunted, right? So the Rothschilds connection to these people, so, and also July 14th, which is tomorrow, is this the 14th? Is that right? Yes. Okay. Today there were no deltas, but yesterday there were, and tomorrow there are. And so a week to remember, right? And so far it's quite the week to remember. And so we're just kind of getting to the bottom of all this. But it's very, very interesting. Nancy says who's a nurse. Nancy is a nurse. Ruptured aortic aneurysm is convenient diagnosis to explain sudden death. I guess I've learned not to believe medical examiners' reports. They are definitely, controlling a lot of these. And if they have to control, they have to control this, right? They have to control all this. Let's see. Yeah. And his sister pointed to fill out his term, will most certainly do as told. I think that's filling out the deal. You're going down, but we're going to take care of your sister, who raised Lindsey Graham because their parents died when they were young, when he was young. So she raised Lindsey. Yes. So I'm going to do a watch party Thursday at 8 o'clock because he's going on 9 Eastern. So 8 o'clock Central, my time. And the reports are, and we don't know for sure, and we've got to be careful to not, fall for, what people are saying. but supposedly it's going to be on the election fraud. Now, I haven't had time to look into this, but Mike Lindell just released his election fraud report, which is 799 pages long, which is very, very interesting. And I'm going to learn more about that for you for Wednesday night before Trump speaks on Thursday. But let's see. Okay. So the election stuff is coming out. You and I knew that it would, right? It was just a matter of time. And so, yeah, polar bear paws. I think this is part of the deal. And that's why that was quickly done, by the way. No one saw that coming. Okay. So I believe this was without question pre-planned. Yeah. Yeah. Joan says, Q says the end won't be for everyone. How can our land be healed if the people responsible for its destruction are still among us? Absolutely. And so those people are going away. Now, some people have alluded to maybe this upcoming is suicide weekend after the Thursday night address to the nation, because if this election fraud, and primarily what they've found with the documents that they seized in Georgia, is that possibly that the two Georgia senators, Lindsay raised her. Okay, I got that backwards, Diana. Thank you. If that's from Glenn Beck, you could probably take it to the bank. So, yeah, thank you, Velma. I appreciate that. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you. Yeah, I was fasting, fasting for a week. So that I'm still a little off my game here. Yes, thank you. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah. Yeah, wonder if he'll have a wrinkled flag. That will be very interesting, right? Yeah. Jingle, I haven't seen that. If you would send that to me, that would be good, please. The flock cameras are a big thing. You know, I helped a friend of mine move yesterday. Not a lot because I was really weak, but I just helped him with some heavy things. He had shown me a video a while back. Thought I should, bring it to you on the show about these flock cameras, and I kind of dropped the ball on it. But I was going to do that like maybe 6 months ago on the flock cameras, but now they're becoming more bigger in the news, right? So Lisa, it's the governor's decision, and that is the governor's choice to appoint a successor until a general election. Let's see. Thank you, Edward. Appreciate it. Yeah, push this out, please, my friends. Yeah. And today is the anniversary of Butler. Yeah. Hunter Sabo, Trump posted on Lindsay at 6:34, 3 hours ago with a pic. Let me, I wanted to pull up the next one. So I'm glad you did that. I'll pull up 6:34. Thank you for that. Here we go. Wow, he posted it on this on that timestamp, or 6:34 heart attacks can be deadly. Was that the timestamp of Trump's post on Lindsay? I've got to pull that up. Let's see. That would have been about. Yeah. Now that's obviously one that a lot of people are going to because of the heart attack. But if he posted that actual timestamp, that would be very, very interesting. Yes, he did. Son of a gun. Great catch, Hunter. Thank you. Lindsey Graham, the senator, soldier, and statesman who never backed down. Okay. And at 6:34. And why would President Trump take us to this drop if it wasn't planned? Right? Kevin sent me this weekend. He sent me the video of the heart attack gun. I imagine they probably have even better technology than that. But let me take you to that. There we go. Now, yeah, Kev, when I try to click on your links from your X links from your text, I can't. They won't show up. Now, the connection to, and let me share this because this is something that Kevin sent me. Let me do this here. Why is that not showing up? That's odd. Yeah, I'm having trouble with that as well. Like pulling up the stuff you send me. Kev, if you would send me on X from now on, and maybe just give me a text to let me know it's there, because this has been a problem, hasn't it? Let me show you. Where the heck am I here? I just completely lost my mechanism of control here. All right. Think I got it. I think I got it here. Let me do this. Okay. There we go. So this is Ukraine. And this is Lindsay, and this is No Name. Okay. So they were involved in what was going on in Ukraine. Now, we know that Ukraine is not something, here, Trump is saying no more money to Ukraine, and Lindsay's over there saying, we're going to give you more money. Was that the thing that did it? Was that the thing that screwed it up? They're not going to do that publicly, right? They're not going to say that publicly, right? Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, that does look like Amy, Pete, Klobuchar. Yeah, I don't know the other woman. And that was the PM of the president of Ukraine. Was that Orban? Yeah. Renee says Ukraine has a time-release drug XK that stops the heart. Just saying. Interesting. Renee, can you send me what you have on that or where you found that? You guys can always use davesned@gmail to reach me. It's not good for my Zelle anymore, but it's good to reach me directly. Let me see. Why is that so elusive to me? There it is. Okay. So, and I'm also on a new browser. I'm broadcasting from Brave right now, and I normally broadcast from Chrome and use Chrome throughout the show. So I'm doing Brave because I wanted to get off Chrome. I think that might be a part of, some of the censorship, some of the problems. So you see, there was a direct connection with John McCain. So to say that Lindsay was good this whole time, I don't see it at all. Okay, I don't see it at all. But let me take you to let me see. Let's see. So let me see. I think the food and the coffee, just a double whammy. Together, it's a lot. Let's see. Okay. All right. Here it is. Okay. Okay. There we go. So this was Senator Church from Missouri, November 3rd, 1975, room 318, Russell Senate Office Building, which is where I worked when I was on Capitol Hill in Washington. And this was when the CIA showed him this weapon that you shoot it, and there's a whole dialogue on this, and it doesn't, the person doesn't know they were shot, and I thought that was the video. This is not it. This is a take on it. If anybody can find the full reel of this, I want to find it, because yeah, I don't want to hear other people talking about it. That's just annoying. But the whole thing was on video, and here we go. Yeah, this is again that same damn thing, that reel. So it's redacted, and it's hard to find. But if you guys find it, please send it to me. Please find a way to send it to me. So heart attacks can be deadly, right? And also, any word on Mitch McConnell? Anybody hear anything on Mitch McConnell? Right? Yeah. The CIA actually said this under oath and showed the gun in front of Congress in 1975. They've had this shit for a long time. This is no sci-fi. Church was from Idaho. Sorry. I keep messing that one up. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that's now the other thing was that I wanted to address in this picture that President Trump posted. Okay, and is that well? Let me show you this first. Let me show you this first. This is I bookmarked this for today, and here we go. So August the 17th, who I share a lot on this show, and I recommend follow August the 17th. We follow each other. And just noticing again, this photo was taken during the massive funeral procession and burial of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah al Khamenei, in Mashhad, Iran, around July 9th, 2026. See the fist symbol? Well, as we know, that symbolizes resist, a common symbol used by Antifa. Even though if you search for Antifa-Iran connection will not be easy to find, but we know that Soros and his Open Society had definitive ties to Iran. International Crisis Group financial records show that Soros foundations have contributed over $46.7 million to the ICG since 2016. The ICG, historically led by figures like former U.S. Iran envoy Robert Malley, has faced criticism from U.S. lawmakers for allegedly maintaining soft lines toward Tehran. The Quincy Institute for Responsible Statecraft, Soros heavily co-funded this think tank, which promotes military restraint and championed the 2015 Iran nuclear deal. Critics point out that the Quincy Institute's co-founder, Trita Parsi, was previously accused in U.S. legal circles of aggressively lobbying on behalf of Iranian interests. There's your connection, okay? So Soros funding these organizations and them all coming back to him. And, of course, the Antifa fist symbol, we will kill Trump, okay? Now, this was on the 9th, right? And President Trump obviously dodged the bullet by taking the other Air Force One and flat out said that Iran was trying to kill him, right? And close to the anniversary of the attempt last year, which failed, which I don't want to get into it, but there's a reason why they're not truly investigating that. Because to me, I think the whole thing was a psychological operation. And I showed you the photography guy for the White House who was getting the photographers in place for that famous, fist pump. I think there's so much here going on that we don't know. So I don't pretend, certainly as you know, to know everything, but I'm just putting some guesses out there based on the information we have. But let me take you back to this. He's wearing a Make Iran Great Again hat. Okay. Now, he could have picked any picture of Lindsey Graham to post. Any picture. There's Venezuela involved here, acting president of Venezuela. It looks like he's at Mar-a-Lago. Make Iran Great Again. Was Lindsey coordinating with Iran or with Ukraine to assassinate President Trump? Because if he does, he keeps living. That's my guess. Right? So, yeah, I'm loving this slow boil to this pot. I know, right? Yeah, exactly, Dave. Mo Money Lindsay. The Hermit says, Dave, can you explain to the people why we need narrative to go a certain way, need the narrative to go a certain way. Could you be more specific? I don't want to assume I understand your question, but I think what you're asking is why Lindsey Graham has to be a good guy, right? And why they're not saying he's a traitor or he's treasonous, right? Um, yeah. Oh, okay. You followed that up. The narrative must be done a certain way so we don't have people rioting and revolution started when Q has control of everything. Yeah, I mean the narrative has to be this mainstream vibe, so that you know, people wake up slowly. And by the way, the last people to wake up are normally the hardest, right? That's why they're the last to wake up. So it's going to take a lot to wake them up. So everything has to be done just right. Everything has to be done legally. Everything has to be done in a way, and people are still exposing themselves. And so we still have yet to find all the people that are exposing them. Hunter, do you think he was connected with the new Air Force One? Do you mean Lindsay? Could be, right? Yeah. So, yeah, Mitch McConnell's doing great. Saw a video of him dancing. Yeah, he's always been a warmonger. Now, let me get down to the bottom here. Yeah. Lindsay's on the 2023 Gitmo list. You know, I don't give much credibility to those lists because they didn't come from Q, right? Yeah. Yeah. They create their own characters, then fake eliminate them to control the people with fear. It's that simple. They're protecting their next fake victims now. It's all actors, LOL. Well, we're definitely in a movie, and there's a lot of actors, a lot of central casting, but people are being taken out. If anybody, I believe, is being held back, it like, you know, set aside for a future time, it's people like Charlie Kirk. It's not the bad guys, with the exception of Epstein. They kept him alive. So 2 years anniversary. Thank you, Edward. 2 years. I'm sorry. So this is, oh, thank you. Phil just sent me that. Okay. Thank you. I'll check that out. So, but very, very interesting. So let's try to, let's do this. Let me just pull up Church Commission. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. There it is. Okay, here it is. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. So let's show you this real quick. And I know I've showed this on the show before, but many of you may not have seen it. So people was the director of the CIA, and he went before the Church Commission. And this is the part. This is the gun. Let me back it up.
I wonder poison for we use this poison for we have indeed for killing people. Don't point it at me. I wonder if
Isn't it? I mean, they're bringing a gun that creates a heart attack that the CIA has used to kill people, and they're laughing about it.
You roll that over. Roll that over. Now, does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman. The round thing at the top is obviously the sight. The rest of it is what is practically a normal 45, although it's special. However, it works by electricity. There's a battery in the handle, and it fires a small dart.
So that when it fires silently?
Almost silently, yes. Very little.
What range does it have?
100 meters. 100 meters, I believe, about 100 yards, 100 meters.
About 100 meters range.
Football field.
And the dart itself, when it strikes the target, does the target know that he's been hit and about to die?
That depends, Mr. Chairman, on the particular dart used. There are different kinds of these flechettes that were used in various weapon systems, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
Without perception?
Right.
And did you find such darts in the library,
We did.
in the laboratory?
We did.
So there you have it. Thank you, Phil, for finding that. I appreciate it. Actually, Phil, while you're looking for that, if you can find the full report on this, that would be really good, because I want to watch the whole thing. And I appreciate you doing that digging. You guys make this show better, no question about it. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your involvement. I appreciate your awesome questions. Zetmetic humiliation ritual and Rommel death. These are both things that I think were kind of created in World War II with the Nazis, because Rommel was the general and he was forced to take a cyanide pill. And so they kind of saw it as a humiliation ritual for those who opposed the Nazis. And Keg Frog's on that as well. So that's a good point. And is McConnell, is Graham, is McCain, is HW, are they forced? Yeah, those of us who are awake can tolerate the narrative, others would collapse. Exactly. 99% in the hospital, right? Welcome, Keck Frog. Maybe the thumbnail attracted you tonight from our friend, Spiritual Street Fighter, who, by the way, let me show that, because that was pretty badass, actually, and I want to give her props. And retruth by Trump 47 times, and she allows us to use her beautiful artwork for our show, and I'm very grateful for that. Here, let me do this, and I'll get out of the way here. And remove. And there we go. And there we go. And the whole thing is, it's a little cut off, but it says "send the frogs," and which is fantastic. There we go. So thank you for that. And all right, so back to it. Our governor of Kentucky says he doesn't know anything about Mitch, MAGA girl. Interesting. Yeah. Polar bear pause. Too many years to program the people. Going to take a drip, drip, drip to deprogram them, without question. Without question. Okay. Let's see. Jangle, thank you. Appreciate that. The Flock Camera website. That's good stuff. Yeah, so that death thing that they shoot causes a heart attack, if that's what you're talking about. Unless you're talking about that pill and that yeah. Yeah. How much money did Mitch really make in 30 years? Well, I'll tell you this. I was working with two guys in LA, and I've shared this story with you all before. They were partners with Mitch McConnell on a hemp farm. And the reason they were doing it is because McConnell was going to be a part of making it legal. So they knew they were going to do very well. And I'm sure they've done quite well with that. Let's see. Yeah, they live. That's, I think most of us have seen that on here. Yeah, here we go. All right. So let me shift to some other things. I want to play a little Tom Fitton here because this is, see, all the voting stuff is coming to a head. And let's listen to Tom Fitton.
Everyone, great news. Judicial Watch legal action just led to the removal of 5 million names, I can report, from voter rolls nationwide. 1 million dirty names cleaned from New York City's rolls. 1,200,000 names cleaned from LA's rolls. Hundreds of thousands, millions of names cleaned from Colorado, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Kentucky. The list goes on and on, all thanks to Judicial Watch's heavy lifting in court. Now, of course, millions more names need to be cleaned up, and Judicial Watch is in federal court now. But in the meantime, right now, there are 5 million fewer opportunities for voter fraud. Everyone, great news. Judicial Watch legal action just led to the removal of 5 million names, I can report, from voter rolls nationwide. 1 million dirty names cleaned from New York City's rolls.
1 million. 1 million from New York City's rolls. And we think Mandami was elected. Come on. Not even close. Speaking of which, New York, let me play this for you. Let's see. Am I going to be able to get this on? No, let me just do this. Okay. Let's see if I can get this over to my Brave here and share this with you. Okay, here you go.
Any nigger who had the slightest inclination to vote for Mandami, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. You sick. Mandami had a celebration down in City Hall of all the immigrants, all the Muslims, all the immigrants down there. No niggas. Here's a man that hates the Constitution and that which makes us Americans. He's a Muslim, for crying out loud. He's a jihadist at core. His wife is a lesbo jihadist, Hamas supporter, Intifada believer. Here you nigga talking about Mandami gonna give us a free bus ride. Hell, it doesn't matter if they're handing out free sandwiches in hell. I ain't going. Nigga, are you crazy? You get a free bus ride. Don't get a free bus. Get your ass a job. Get a job, nigga. Go to work. Free bus ride. I always want something free. Well, he's our boy. All you got to say to get a nigga is say, we got free food. And that nigga's talking, we have free grocery stores. You should have seen the niggas jumping up and down. Won't work, don't got a job, can't hold a job, ain't got no money, don't have no security. But Mondani gonna give us a free food. Damn! I don't need you to give me no free food. I buy my own. There's something wrong with black folks. This got Moses in trouble. You think I shopped him? Sell out.
This device was banned by the Rockefeller elite because of how
Any nigga.
powerful it was. It's known as a cloud buster and was used to remove clouds in the 1800s. They were made of pure...
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Let me do this. So, yeah, New York City doesn't make any sense. What's going on there? You know, voting for socialism that leads to communism. It's just not, you know, not. So again, back to Tom Fitton, though. The election, what happened in Georgia, I think, is going to be the subject of the Thursday night address to the nation. Let me show you what Sir Oliver posted today. Here. What was that rumor again about those who received the COVID vaccine? About how they were part of the deep state and they would be taken out, right? That's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. Let's see. I want to. That heart attack gun is so old. It's the equivalent of Pong. That's hilarious. I mentioned that earlier too, right? Like the reason I showed that is because if they had that in 75, think about what they have now, right? If the people of this country don't even have a minicum of suspicion about what is going on in this country, then it's probably time to leave them behind. Well, you see, what Trump is doing is he's slow rolling the exposure of the fake news. He called him out again today. He called CNN out again today, and it's continuous. And mainstream, here's the thing. It has to die on its own. It has to die with the people realizing that they've been lied to by them. It can't be Trump shutting them down. That's not going to work. We know what would happen. Even though he pretty much shut down NPR, right? He took away the funding of NPR, but it's yeah. They have to come to this realization themselves. Isn't that fabulous? From Holly Marsh mug. Really incredible details there. I don't know how she does it. And by the way, if you want to send me anything, a card or donation or whatever, or just communicate with me. This is my new P.O. box. And I've only got a handful of people because it's fairly new that have sent me stuff there. And yeah, so please make a note of that if you prefer doing things old school. And I love getting cards. I love getting stuff in the mail from you guys. I always show it. I always thank you. So let me show you what's going on in Florida. This is very exciting. This was shared by John Denver's parody account. Here we go.
Potassium bromate has been classified by the International Agency for Research on Cancer as Group 2B, possibly carcinogenic to humans. There's been sufficient evidence of ties to kidney, thyroid, and abdominal cancer. It is a genotoxic, causing oxidative stress. It's been linked to DNA damage and other cellular harms. Again, it's not something that we want to risk when it comes to our kids. It's been proven that acute high-dose exposure could possibly lead to kidney damage as well as hearing loss. So today, this is, again, just the initial aspect of an investigation. Nobody is getting sued today yet. We want to learn more information. We will be issuing subpoenas to companies that do buy and sell products with potassium bromate in them. We will be starting with General Mills and their subsidiary Pillsbury, and the list will likely go on from there.
There you have it. Going after big ag, my friends. Okay. And it starts where? In Florida. Just like all the things like forced vaccination. I went and got a treat for Jasper. You want to come up here? Come here. You got something on your face. What's going on? Come here. Come up. Come up if you want it. I want to show you Jasper. I gave Jasper a bath the other day and a shave. Come on up. Show him your new. Come on. He's just swatting his paw at me right now. Come up. Come here. He's stretching so he can get this jump in. Come up. Come up here. Come up. Oh, he's coming to this side because that's where I put it. All right, let me see if I can angle the camera down to you, down to see. There we go. There's Jasper. See, let me make sure my mic is back on. Yeah, it is. Okay. So, by the way, speaking of getting mail, I went and I got off my my table because I had this up, was a lovely card. Can you guys? Well, let me get big here. Look at that beautiful card, right? And it says, "Greetings, Dave. Thank you, brother and friend, for showing up. I will be right there beside you, and my writing will be so much better after P90 Plus device does its work. Love always, Catherine." And thank you, Catherine, for your donation. Catherine Stazzoni. Very, very much appreciated. I actually had your card on my coffee table, and I had to go get that. So I really appreciate you sending that, taking the time to send that, and getting the P90 Plus, my friends. This is a total health game changer. I have been using this throughout my whole my whole fast, and not that one, that one. And this is the snedpemf.com. This is the Oli Life device that you put your feet on and you just rest for 20 minutes. You meditate, you drink your coffee or your tea, or, I try not to do electronics on it, but you can have your laptop on a pillow or something. Just make sure it's off your legs. And it's sending pulse electromagnetic frequency and terahertz up through your body. And also, don't forget, our feet are our map to our whole body. And so the fact that our feet are on it, like those organs are getting that immediately. It's really incredible. This company is doing incredible business because and it's all word of mouth. And so please go check out SNED PEMF, and that is one of those things that if you get it, you won't regret it. The game taught me how to push my body. Experience taught me how to take care of it. And from the NCAA Final Four to decades of coaching and training athletes, I've seen firsthand what happens when the body is pushed to its limits. PEMF has become one of my favorite tools for supporting recovery and helping me stay active, healthy, and moving well. I'm actually looking to get back to playing on Sundays with some friends and at my daughter's school, and it's really helped my my healing of my calves. So you can find out what is PEMF. You can learn more about this and what it does for your body: low energy and fatigue, muscle and joint discomfort, slow recovery, poor sleep, stubborn weight gain, inflammation and swelling, circulation issues, brain fog, and lack of focus. So, yeah, please. And if you have questions, reach out. But also, Nancy, if you wouldn't mind dropping your phone number, I'll put it up on the screen and you can get to Nancy directly if you don't want to fill out this device or this form. But obviously we keep all this in-house and your information is not sold or shared or anything of that nature. You know that about me. So, and you could help. And of course, it'd be nice if I showed it to you. What happened? Oh, okay. I got to go back. Here we go. This is the site. And this was me against Georgetown in the Big East tournament, or not the Big East tournament, but at the Cap Center in DC. And you can learn all about this. And if you click have questions, reach out, or you can see devices and pricing. And this is the device that launched the company. This is the newer device that's stronger. This is the one I recommend because it also has, for different parts of the body, you can really focus that energy. And also this is for your face, your neck, and it tightens and regenerates cellular activity. $1,500, which is, about $4,000 or $5,000 less than the Beamer, which does a similar type of thing. So it's a very good price point for such a device as this. And the testimonials, my friends, are just ridiculous. This is I use around my waist, and it trims the fat. It melts the fat off your waist, and this helps your eyesight. I don't have this one, but at any rate, so that's all on that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Phil. Phil emailed me and posted the long form church committee. I'm sorry, hearings on and posted on Snedheads as well. So let me take you to Snedheads here real quick, and Let's see. Oh, did I not finish posting that? No, I did. It's right there, right? Okay, hold on. Yeah, right? It's right there. Okay, I don't need that. All right. Oh yeah, and this is Wesley mentioned that that Russia attacked the drone facilities, and Lindsey Graham was just doing a tour on July 11th in the Kiev region. So that means he didn't get back on Friday. He was still there on Saturday and supposedly died on Sunday. So did something happen before he got back? But they wanted him to be on U.S. soil. So this is not to change things up. Let me see if Phil's post is up yet. I just refreshed. Yeah, here's Phil. Church committee video, long form. Thank you, my friend. That's awesome. I'm going to check that out. Maybe share some more of that in the coming days as well. All right. Let me take you to a few more things here. Let me see. Here we go. Let me make sure I'm sharing these out to you. So, True Story Me Joe shared this, and Paul Fleuret also said that Graham died on 7/11. 7/11 equals Culper ring. My point, let the story develop. There's more than meets the eye. And the Culper ring came out by the CIA, and that was today. Was a group of ordinary citizens who answered the call to serve our nation. They operated behind the scenes to provide intelligence that helped achieve American independence 250 years ago. He wants another one of these. Imagine that. Imagine that. I shouldn't have brought the bag in, but I was worried that I was going to miss you coming back on live. Come on. Come here. Come up here. Come up. Come up and show everybody. Come on. There you go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Right here. Come. There we go. Okay. Now, let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Just want everyone to see you here. I can't do that. There we go. There's Jasper. There's Jasper. Okay. I guess he's a little camera shy tonight. A little camera shy. But he's got his good shave, and not a good shave. I shaved him myself, which is doesn't look great, but it got the job done. So this is great. 3 key intelligence contributions of the little-known Culper ring. So this is all kind of like pointing to, there's more here that meets the eye regarding what do you call it? Lindsey Graham. Department of State, America never agreed to a world tribunal that can override our own courts and the Constitution. That's coming from, obviously, Rubio. And why we're dismantling the ICC, the International Criminal Courts, which has been absolutely, haven't done anything. Haven't done a damn thing. Okay. So, Trader Girl Q said Sam Neill dies at 78, Jurassic Park. And she says she called it. I don't know. She didn't give receipts on this, but I said Sam Neill would be announced dead when it's time for the hunters to become the hunted. This is to prepare for the flood of departures. Suicide weekend is here, and the wicked will vanish. So we'll see. We'll see what that's all about. I want to see confirmation on that she called it. Football referee Rob DePernick, dead weeks after World Cup rejection amid sexual assault allegations. Australia's leading news site for latest headlines. More is going to come out about the FIFA and the World Cup as well. Tomorrow night, I am going to watch the games with my family. So Again, August the 17th, who I just showed you. Check this out. President Trump posted on a plane, okay, at 7/12/26, he posted the new Air Force One. And then on 7/12 also at 3:55, he posted these planes, okay, over the bomber, and also over obviously the Washington Monument. And then is this the F-35? I think also on 7/12 they were all 3:25 or 3:55 posts and military timestamp 15:55, no name absent and near. And we were just talking about McCain and Graham. So I don't think that's an accident. I don't think the fact that he sent us to heart attacks can be deadly was an accident. POTUS is letting us know, my friends, without question, right? Libs of TikTok broke. A driver reportedly just tried to run over ICE agents in Biddeford, Maine. He was reportedly shot dead. I haven't followed up on that. And then that's a pretty cool video. Let's see what Anonymous has to say.
Yesterday, Lindsey Graham suddenly passed away from a brief, unexpected illness, and weeks before that, Mitch McConnell is rushed to the hospital in absolute secrecy, with emergency dispatches reporting cardiac arrest and CPR. The mainstream wants you to look at their ages and nod along as if it's just coincidence, and they want you to accept the narrative of natural timing. But as those awake, we don't look at the script they hand us, and just accept it without question, but instead we look at the structural friction, the global game board, and any possibilities of it being something much deeper than the official narrative. We look at who just got cleared off the global chessboard, and what agenda that unlocks. We already know the elite's ultimate endgame is engineering a centralized, global digital cage, with separate digital currency domes designed to lock every transaction, every trade route, and every individual, into a total system of control, centralized through a main hub in Israel. But notice the tactical pivot happening right now, as this administration is bypassing the standard central bank digital currency push, and is steering instead toward a digitized financial infrastructure anchored by stablecoins. And that pivot right there lies the roadblock, because McConnell and Graham weren't just politicians, but they were the concrete foundations of the legacy banking cartel, the SWIFT network, and the weaponized petrodollar system, and their entire decades-long power structure depended on traditional banking rails. Both were fiercely protective of standard dollar diplomacy and old-guard banking institutions that stablecoins are explicitly designed to bypass. Furthermore, they were the fiercest, most aggressive war hawks pushing for endless funding against Russia, making them a volatile, old-world military framework that actively threatens the permanent, high-tech infrastructure needed for a digitized global network. So with these two institutional anchors suddenly neutralized, the legislative gridlock protecting the old petrodollar is shattered overnight, and the path to integrating a state-sanctioned digital ledger is wide open. I'm not here to hand you a conclusion, but I'm telling you to connect the dots and think for yourselves. Was this a calculated tactical removal to clear the way for the new digital currency architecture, or is it because Russia is a major player in the emerging regional digital dome, and the two biggest anti-Russian blockades had to go? Or is this just a massive, convenient coincidence of two old men? Regardless, the old gatekeepers are gone, the deck is cleared, and the timeline is now accelerating. So stop listening to the corporate scripts, question everything, and look at the mechanics of their system. We do not forgive, we do not forget. Anonymously enlightening out.
Yeah. So a lot going on. I mean, what's going on in the Middle East with the peace deals and all that. I mean, we're definitely heading not just for a world change, right? But also for a financial change without question. Hold on one sec. go. So, yeah, thank you, folks who support this show. You are much appreciated. I've given them all away, and I appreciate you doing that. Yeah, I believe old Yeller, he was a JAG officer. The treats, I'm trying to think what they're called. I took the bag in the other room so he wouldn't keep asking for more. Sleeping Giant, God's got this. But I got him an HEB. I got him an HEB, Sue. Oh, yes, folks, please check out this lightningspringsranch.com. I'm telling you, when I go back to my beef, I'm going to be going back to some Lightning Springs Ranch and I'm really looking forward to some grass-fed, grass-finished beef by Lightning Springs Ranch. It's affordable. They ship it to you. It comes frozen in because they put dry ice in it. It comes frozen and it's well sealed and it's perfect. You just put it in your freezer and you pull it out when it's ready. Supporting a small family farm in Utah. So please check that out. Let's see what else. White MAGA down on POTUS. I see. Okay. White MAGA. Answer me the question, please. Do you know Q? And I'm asking this. I really would love to have a dialogue with you. And that's a key question. Polar Bear pause. Mitch must have made those gummies too strong. Had to. Hilarious. Yeah. No. I'll. Let's see. Yeah. It's like the people here do a lot of research. Okay, so Jambone is spot on here. Okay, but White MAGA's obviously got some issues with Trump. But tell me if you. Yeah, thank you for supporting us, Dave. You're welcome, Catherine. I really appreciate it. What a beautiful card. And I loved opening it and reading it. And thank you. So let's see. Nancy, Rumble has kicked you out 4 times tonight. I'm telling you, folks, I'm being attacked. I mean, this whole Zell thing, this with Oliver on last night. My computer it wouldn't let me into X on Chrome. That's why I jumped over to Brave. Yes, HEB is a huge Texas thing. Okay, familiar with Q? Like how deeply though? Like, do you believe that Q is a military operation that is here to change the world, to save us from the satanic cabal? That's the bigger issue. The financial, Trump's brought 18 trillion of investment into the United States. Toyota just moved their factory from Mexico to Texas. Factories are opening up left and right. Major things are happening here in the United States, and people, and they're about to get rid of the H1 visas. Yeah. So, but they aren't researching the correct sites. I got to say, this is, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Obviously, you've come to a place that is pro-Q, pro-MAGA, and this is the smartest group on the internet. So I'm not going to boot you, but I'm going to ask you to stop spewing like stuff that we already know about or that we're aware of. because there's a much greater thing happening here that you need to understand, and that is that this satanic cabal that has been running this earth for a very long time. No, you don't know, Q. It's not an individual. You're way off. You need to do more research, because Q is a military operation. And they asked Trump to come on. They asked they asked Musk to buy Twitter. There's no investment in America. Okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, but I'm going to ask you, just stop commenting. Otherwise, I'll just boot you, because you're disruptive to this show, and this isn't your show. Go do your own show if you believe all this trash. Where are the deep state arrests? Well, McCain's gone. George Sr.'s gone. McConnell's gone. Graham's gone. Everyone's being exposed. The Democrats are being exposed. They're not even going to make it to the midterms, because the exposure of the election fraud is coming out, and that's what Trump's going to talk about Georgia on Thursday. A lot's going on. You're just not paying attention to the right stuff. I know I don't owe this person an explanation, but I would love White MAGA to come on board. I don't need White MAGA to believe as I do, but I want people to understand that what they just walked into is one of the show of one of the I've been told, and this isn't my own words, one of the smartest, one of the best shows on the internet, period. And that the research that I do, and I show my receipts. I used to show them. We used to have a whole document store of all the links, but since X came along, I just share the X links. But this is probably the best research show on the internet, bar none. And yeah. So this is someplace you can learn. And what I ask people to do here is check their codes. And imagine you're wearing this big coat of all your indoctrination and all the stuff that you've seen, and I ask you to just check it at the code check. It's safe there. You can come back after the show and get it. But just check all your stuff at the code check and take in some new information. Go back and get your code on the way out. And it'll have all your beliefs and all of your, conspiracies, or all of your anti-Trump, anti-MAGA, Trump coin and all that. It'll still be there, but check it for now and just see if you can find some new information. Right. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you. Right. And also no outside comms. That's one of the things Q talked about. I appreciate your opinion. Everyone is different, but we're all Americans. I hope we're on the same side ultimately. Well, we are going to be, but it's going to be because of what Q did. You have to understand that this is the confirmations that we've gotten from Q in the past 2 weeks have been off the charts, straight from Trump. Okay. And the things that Q told us like 8 years ago are coming to fruition today. Okay. Trump just sent us a link. Heart attacks can be dangerous to Q. Why do you think that was? Watch the beginning of the show if you missed all that. Right. So, and the war in Iran, most people don't understand. The war in Iran had nothing to do with Israel, and it had everything to do with the fact that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton used Uranium One deal to send them uranium, to send Iran uranium and North Korea. And the two places that Trump has bombed, the two nuclear facilities, were North Korea and Iran. And the reason why Trump is talking about getting the dust and digging for the dust is because those isotopes of that uranium is going to come back to Uranium One and the deal that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton did, because what they were trying to do was create World War III by starting, launching a nuclear attack. And that's why Q has always referred us to A Sum of All Fears, the movie where that exact scenario happened, and also directed us to, Trump has directed us to that by having that guy always sing Nessun Dorma, which is the song that was played at the end of Sum of All Fears when all of the deep state were taken out, right? So at any rate, so I appreciate you being here and I appreciate your comments, but I do ask you to just hold those comments, check your code, and just take in some information from me. That's all. And if you can use it, great. But if you can't, I understand. But you'll have to understand, you'll probably have to see more than one show, and you'll have to really get what's going on here. Because if you're not following Anons, if you're not really listening to Anons, you're not seeing the whole picture here. Okay. And that's for everybody. That's for everybody. So Nessun Dorma. Thank you, Nancy. Nessun Dorma. Nancy, did you post your phone number? If so, I didn't see it. And if you wouldn't mind doing it again, and I'll put it up on the screen so people can find out how they can find out more information about this incredible device. Don't waste your energy. This guy might not be a real person. Could be, but it could be a real person, and it would be somebody that I hope would come around, because the crimes against humanity will unite all humanity. And that was a Q drop, and it was very significant. And what Trump has done with human trafficking and stopping the human trafficking, even just at the southern border, was the biggest human trafficking operation in the world. And he stopped that cold. So at any rate, I'm done having that conversation, and we are at 2 hours and 11 minutes. And I just want to see if there was something else I wanted to show you here before we depart. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. From Ripcord, a Delta from of July 29. Speed accelerated +5. We just read one that was speed accelerated 10 times. Now speed accelerated +5. And the White House posted full speed, moving at warp speed to make America great again. Okay. So this is all very significant, because the comms are off the charts and they're really, really good. This was interesting. I want to share this with you before we go. And then let's see. Here we go.
Hollywood is really crumbling. Did you guys see what Tom Hanks posted? Actually, today's his birthday.
What did he post?
Happy birthday, Tom Hanks. I don't know about that.
What did he post?
So you know the whole thing with Isaac Cappy?
Yes.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So pre-Epstein, Isaac Cappy, who was a Hollywood actor, he was in Thor, Terminator, like the later ones, and he started to blow the whistle on Hollywood. This is like 2016, 2017.
In what sense?
Tom Hanks is a PDF file.
Sexy baby?
Sexy baby. All right, get up. They're eating babies. Like all the shit that we're saying now,
Epstein files, yeah.
he was saying 10 years ago. He was talking about Epstein and Epstein's Island and how they all go to his island, right? Then he actually says this on camera, says, if I end up unalived anywhere, it wasn't me. Not too long later, a dash cam, somebody's driving along Route 66, and they see him sitting on top of the overpass. He almost looks dead already. He's just sitting here like this, all white, like rigor mortis already set in, and looks strange. They're like, what the fuck is that? Then he falls off, gets hit by a truck, and dies. Tom Hanks
Just today.
Just today.
Yeah.
He is a part of a radio show that he frequents on there as a guest DJ called Boss Radio 66. And it has the Route 66 logo on it. And he calls in all the time. And it's on there and it says, "Happy birthday, Tom Hanks from Boss Radio Route 66. And get this, on his Instagram, all his comments have been turned off.
Tom Hanks?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All of them. And he still does that. He has, those little shoes he finds, and he stopped doing that after a while, right? You know those pictures he used to post, those weird cryptic ones where it's like a girl's shoe or
a sock or something.
A piece of article of clothing. Yeah, a sock, a glove. He used to do that. And then he started to do it again not too long ago, but all his comments are turned off now.
So he's still doing that? Like, how is he that tone deaf?
I don't know. But, it's weird that he knows to turn off the comments.
Well, yeah, they've been ripping him up in the comments.
Right? It's pretty odd that he's on a show that has Route 66 on it. It's kind of like,
it's a shout.
Ha. So you still want to shout out Tom Hanks?
I said happy birthday. I said happy birthday, Tom Hanks. You made Forrest Gump, you know?
Very nice of you.
I like the terminal too.
I mean, that's the thing. You know, it's really crazy because it's like he has great movies, but you look into the person, it's like, what is this? And the fact that he has dual citizenship in Greece, you know what that means. Greece, they don't PDA files, they don't prosecute.
And there's that.
There you go. Yeah, and I had never seen that footage of Cappy on the bridge. That was new to me. I want to thank Pete Wheeler for his donation of $30 and Liberty Shines $25. Thank you both very much. Those were weeks ago, but thank you for that donation on Give Send Go, and also L Trench 1. Thank you for your $20 donation tonight. So, my friends, the Zelle is not working. And supposedly, let's end it here. And I will see you Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central. And I also see you Thursday night. Let's do a watch party. Put the word out. Let's get together and watch President Trump's speech. I think it'll be very revealing because of the amount of confirmations we've gotten of the Q operation and the comms that we've gotten along the way. I wanted to say one more thing regarding Lindsey Graham. Let me see if I can find this, because this is, I thought this was a great point, but and I want to find out who said it to me. We just became friends on X, and I said that, it was Melania's revenge. Melania's revenge. And on another post about Graham, she said that that there were dog comms leading up to Lindsey Graham, which there were, and it was a beagle that was posted. I can't remember who posted it, but it was a dog comm, and whenever we get dog comms, somebody's going to be knocked off, and that happened right before Lindsey Graham died. And Melania's Revenge said that it was a beagle, and that Fauci's experimentation on beagles, where all those beagles were being killed, was in South Carolina. And she wonders if that was related, right? Like, not related, but a comm regarding Graham's death. Okay. So there's a lot that's telling us that this was not just an accident. Okay. And so I think it's what we've always been waiting for. Right. So, my friends, I love you, and I'm glad you showed up tonight. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you Wednesday night. And thanks for one more thing. Please pray for my sister-in-law, Brenda. She was the one I asked you to pray for weeks ago when she was diagnosed with cancer. The cancer is gone, but she was in the ICU this weekend and with some lung issues. And so that's as a result of the treatment that she got for the cancer. So please pray for Brenda Snedeker tonight, if you would, for me, for a full recovery. She is a wonderful, wonderful woman I've known since I was 6 years old, and she has 4 beautiful children, and those 4 beautiful children have produced 24 beautiful children, with 2 more on the way. And she is a grandmother to all of them. She's an incredible human being, and just a lover of God, lover of Christ. And she is having a tough time right now. So I'd really ask you to really pray for her recovery. And thank you all so much for your prayers for her, Tracy and Donna and Edward and Carol and Dina Marie and Nancy and Catherine. And again, Catherine, thank you for your donation that came in the mail with your beautiful card. And Kathleen, Polar Bear Paws, Gary, thank you for that. Penny, for your thoughts. I appreciate it. All who may benefit from our love and prayers in Jesus' mighty name. Pete Gatley, thank you very much. Dee, appreciate you. Yeah, a whole new city of Snedekers, exactly. All right, my friends, much love to you, and be well. And here we go. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye-bye.